So we are now in Lesson 5 of Unit 0, which is about converting metric units. You can't see me in this video because I'm going to be writing on my screen, and so I hope that's okay. So you're going to start out with your guided notes with watching a short video called Time to Switch to the Metric System, and this is put out by Discovery News. You can find this video in Edpuzzle. So watch the video real quick and then come back to this video. So I've included in your guided notes this screenshot to help you remember the prefixes and suffixes for the metric system. Remember in the last lesson we talked about what were the SI units for things that we measure. So mass, we're going to use grams. Volume, we're going to use liters, and length, we're going to use meters. So you can see here you have the base unit that's in the middle, and then as you go to the right, the units represent smaller things. And as you go to the left, the units represent larger things. And a mnemonic for remembering these in order are King Henry died, and you have your base unit, drinking chocolate milk. So that's how a lot of people remember them in order. One thing to stress is you're going to hear me talk about WUs all the time. And what I mean by that, and in science problems, you need to show your work and your units. It's just like math. You have to show your work. The process of getting to the right answer is just as important as the right answer. So work and units, WUs. So we're going to do some example problems together, and these are included for you in your guided notes. And so we're going to talk about the steps that I'll be looking for when I grade your work. Usually the problems can be worth anywhere from 5 to 10 points, and usually the right answer is only worth 1, and showing your work is worth 4. So for these problems, this first one, we're going to convert 256 meters to how many centimeters would that be? We know that you can punch a calculator and figure that out. And so here we want you to show you your work and show you that you conceptually understand how to convert metrics. So the first step is to write the scale in order. So King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. Meters is length. And so our base unit of meters is going to go in the very middle. Got to increase my pen a little bit. So meters is in the middle. One way I remember the mnemonic, but I also know that the smallest thing that I'll probably see, just in class would be a millimeter. The width of your one human hair is about a millimeter. And then we have kilometers on the other end. So I know that my base unit's in the middle, and I know that the M and the K are on the either sides. And then I know that there's 2 spots in between them. I know that on a ruler that centimeters are next to the millimeters on the other side of the inches. So that's how I remember that. And then the other ones are just trying to remember them. Okay, so the next step is to rewrite your number that you're wanting to convert and put in the decimal. So the problem just gave us 256 straight up. You need to remember that when you have a whole number, that the decimal is at the end of that number. So when you're figuring out what you need to do, always remember to show your work. And here, I want you to put a dot where you're starting and an X where you want to end up, so that I can come help you and immediately I know where you started and where you ended. Then you're going to make the bubbles to how many jumps you're going to make. So in this example, to go from meters to centimeters, I'm going to go 1 bubble, 2 bubbles. So I'm going to go 2 bubbles to the right. Show this too. That way I can immediately look at your work and immediately start helping you. You show me conceptually what you're doing. So then I'm going to go to my number, start at my decimal point, and I'm going to bubble my decimal, the number that I just figured out up at the top. So 1 bubble, 2 bubbles. So my new decimal point is going to go here, and in these blank spaces, I put zeros. And then the last part of the problem is to rewrite your number neatly. Don't forget your units. Remember your WUs? Always at the end of a science problem, check to make sure you got your units correct. So we wanted to figure out how many centimeters. And then circle it. You don't have to rewrite it up here at the top of the worksheet. You can just circle it where your work is. Okay, let's go on to the second example. We have 74.21 centimeters. How many kilometers would that be? So I'm going to start out by writing my scale. Meters, millimeters, kilometers. King Henry died. Base unit, drinking, chocolate, milk. So I'm starting at centimeters, and I want to go to kilometers. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to the left. So I write my number, and I'm going to bubble the same direction and the same amount of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the empty bubbles, I'm going to put zeros. And I'm going to rewrite my answer neatly so my teacher will be happy with me. I'm going to make sure to include my unit. Now's the time to start getting into these practices, because your teachers, when you get into high school, are going to be impressed that you started these good practices early on. Okay, let's do problem number 3. Meters is my base unit. I know I'm going to end up with millimeters. I know I'm going to be on kilometers on this side. And then I go back, let's see, King Henry died. Base unit, drinking, chocolate, milk. So I'm starting here, and I want to end up here. So I'm going to count my bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going on, go 6 to the right. So 872, and I know that the decimal is here, because at the end of a whole number, that's where the decimal would be. So then I'm going to go the same amount that I counted in the same direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to put in zeros for the empty bubbles. And rewrite my answer neatly. And some people would just circle this and go on, but remember in science, you have to put your units. So those are 3 examples together. Now it's time for you to work on 10 practice problems on your own.